I just wanted to give you a heads up. Okay, because the doctor said that he was probably the weight probably shifted on him when he was lifting, and she said if he stays off it, he'll be 100% in about a week or so. Right? Assessment? Yeah. I like that. No, I know. I know the owner of at least he's the one that started IRG. Yeah, he is a good dude. He likes to get his hands dirty too. Oh, no kidding. Yeah, he's a good guy. All right. Well, I just wanted to give you a heads up, so just so you knew what was going on. All right. Thanks, Ro. Yep. Bye. I supposed to recorded all that. I did, but I can't see the meters moving. I mean, I have yours is muted. Mine's, and the camera mic is turned down.
So according to Mr. No Name Umpire, the second umpire was going to be getting here just about at game time, and he figured they might end up starting about 5 minutes late. Do lineups.
Welcome everyone.
Good.
Today we
No,
have
Can you hear yourself?
day. We are celebrating our 2014 seniors.
Yep.
First, we'd like to congratulate Everett's lone senior, Alexis Ditto.
I want them to mic down to the headphones up. So now
Congratulations
No,
on a
I'm
great
good.
season.
Yeah, that's good.
To you and your future endeavors.
You can hear me, so that's something that matters.
Who's our first senior? All right.
you're good.
You want to start? We're a little early.
First senior we're recognizing tonight is number 7, Lee Halliburton.
All right, we're live here at Glacier Peak High School here for STSPN, broadcasting live the Glacier Peak Everett softball game here today, and just getting started with some introductory players over here for the seniors for Glacier Peak.
Just turn up the mic.
Yeah, why don't we just turn up the mic here and see if you can pick up the PA announcement of that, and we'll let that go for a minute.
Made majors as a third grader and began playing travel ball by the age of 9. She played predominantly for the Washington Hustle, which provided her with the opportunity to travel several times around the country and attend various national tournaments. Callie feels it has been an honor to pitch for Glacier Peak for the last 4 years. She has been a part of this team. She unexpectedly had to pitch her very first varsity game her freshman year.
case that isn't quite loud enough, that's Callie Bircher, senior there honoring her, who's, I believe, played all 4 years here for Glacier Peak. As one of the seniors here today.
Say her name again.
Callie Bircher.
Next up, we have Kayla Collins.
Next senior on the list over there is Kayla Collins.
Kayla started playing softball in middle school. Played for South Everett Little League, and then 1 year with South Sonoma Little League. I wasn't hired to narrate. When she first started playing, she wasn't sure if she would even like the sport. Her dad was very basketball oriented, but her dad forced her into it regardless of what she thought. She's glad he did, because not only did she end up loving it, she ended up
Well, as soon as I put it down, it goes down. It flips down like this.
Yeah, that's all right.
Yeah, but not for my camera.
No, is it? Pretty close. That'll work for now. Back whenever you finish screwing around.
Well, if it's flat, it doesn't. The wind doesn't pull on it.
Yeah.
But when I tip it, it starts pulling it.
All right. Maybe you have to bungee it to the side of the truck there. Hold it forward a little more. That doesn't help me. It gets me to the sun. Yeah, if you just tie a bungee around that to the corner, it'll be good. So pull it that way.
They're under yours.
Underneath.
Man, it's dusty from somewhere. Blowing right at us. Put it in the hole.
Down here.
Yeah. There you go.
Too much?
It's too strong. Hold on, let me get another one.
You can just tie it down to that hole there.
Well, that'll pull it forward.
Yeah, that's all right. If you pull it forward a little bit. Try with just this. Try with that forward. Or even that, or a little more. That'll keep it from tipping over. That's even better. I like that. Well, let's play ball. All right, we're back here live after a little bit of senior introduction here, and the arrival of the umpires here today. The umpire behind the plate was a little late getting here, but we'll call him Pat, and we'll call the umpire out on the plate Mike, out on the bases Mike. So Pat and Mike running the show here today for this baseball game at Glacier Peak High School between the Glacier Peak Grizzlies and the Everett Seagulls, or in this case Seagulls maybe, as this is a softball game here, fast pitch softball. Everett coming into this game with a 9-3 record, 11-8 overall. Trying to finish up the season here on a good note to get on to the playoffs. Just finished a game here a couple days ago against Marysville, where they scored 14 runs, winning 14-6, with Aaron Gordon and Bailey Foreman and Jordan Willard and Kaylee Lopez looking good for the Everett Seagulls. So as we start this first inning here at Glacier Peak High School, we should have Bailey Foreman at the plate. And she flies one off, foul down the first baseline over the fence and out of play for strike number 1. Bailey doing the catching duties here today for Everett. And that ball is high and up. 1-1 the count here to Bailey Foreman. On the mound for the Grizzlies here, Kaylee Bircher. Kaylee drops that one in low for ball 2. Kaylee, a 4-year softball player here for Glacier Peak, senior, honored earlier today in the senior honors. Foul tip off the back. Should be a count 2-2. Behind the plate for the Grizzlies here to round out that battery is Coral Hurt. And she goes down on strike, so first batter up after 5 pitches. Have the first K here for Callie Bircher today. Let's bring up Aaron Gordon. Aaron playing shortstop for Everett here today. Ground ball foul down the right first base line there for strike number 1. Callie not wasting any time out there on the mound as she picks up her signal. And that one's over the second base head for the first hit of the game into right field. Kayla Collins picks that up into second base. So a hit off the second pitch by Aaron Gordon into right field. So 1 away, 1 on, and Sydney Taggart flies one foul down the first base line for strike number 1. Sydney Taggart will be doing the pitching today for Everett, batting in the number 3 position. With 1 strike, here's the pitch. Foul tip back into the screen. 0-2 to Sydney here as Callie is way out in front on the pitch here today. Here's the pitch. A little bit low in the dirt. 1-2 to Sydney Taggart. There's a fly ball into left field. Caught nicely out there by Aurora Ellison for a fly out for out number 2. And still holding Aaron Gordon on first base with 2 outs here at the top of the first inning here for Everett. As we bring up to the plate Alexis Ditto, and she takes the first pitch outside for a ball. Alexis playing first base here for Everett in this contest today. There's the fly ball going over the head of the center fielder and dropping in the middle, picked up by center field. That's going to go for extra bases. Runner rounding third all the way from first to home is Aaron Gordon, as Aaron scores the first run of the game here for Everett in this first inning off of a nice hit there by Alexis Ditto. However, she only got to first base. So nice start here for the Everett Seagulls as they score 1 run off of 2 hits. And there's another foul tip back to Gabby Kohler. Gabby playing center field here for Everett today, and she'll be right smack in front of us here in our big red press box out in center field. Line drive from Gabby right to first base for out number 3. And that so ends the inning with 1 run scored off of 2 hits for Everett. And we'll go back for the bottom of 1 in a few minutes. All right, back here at Glacier Peak High School. This is Ron Henthorn broadcasting this live internet game between Glacier Peak Grizzlies and the Everett Seagulls. Everett strikes first in the first inning, getting 1 run off of 2 hits. And here's the first pitch in there to Nina Kim at the plate for the Grizzlies. Grizzlies coming into this game with a 9-3 conference record, 11-8 overall. And here's the second pitch, low and in the dirt. And the Grizzlies coming off a nice win just on Tuesday with a 10-0 win over Montlake Terrace coming into this game. So both these teams coming off a win and like to win as that ball's fouled down the first base line. First baseman playing up short, catches the ball for a fly out to first base and for out number 1 for the Grizzlies here. Next up to bat for the Grizzlies is Rebecca Willis. Rebecca playing center field here today. Rebecca takes that first pitch in there. Takes that pitch high. This is Sydney Taggart, number 21, for Everett, throwing that ball in the dirt on that one for the 3rd ball, I believe, of this appearance at the plate for Rebecca Willis. Behind the plate there for Sydney is Bailey Foreman calling the signals as she drops that one into the dirt for ball 4 and a walk, putting Rebecca on first base. 1 on and 1 out. Kind of started out same way for Everett. First batter out, second batter on with a hit. In this case, second batter on with a walk. So there's the first pitch outside to Callie Bircher. Callie doing the pitching duties here for Glacier Peak today, and a very strong hitter in this Wesco 3A league, and she flies that one up foul off the first base line, out of the reach of the second baseman Erica Hall there as she tries to hustle over there and get it before it runs into the fence, but couldn't quite get there. So new life for Callie again as she steps back into the plate here, facing Sydney Taggart. There's a fly ball popped up in the infield. Looks like it's going to be called by second baseman Erica Hall for the fly out, for out number 2. So 2 outs for the Grizzlies here, bringing to the plate number 24, Emily Rose. Emily Rose, senior here tonight as well, as that ball's in the dirt. Throw back to first. Plenty of time as she's back safe on first. It's Rebecca Willis trying to draw some action out of the catcher there, getting their pants a little bit dirty. There's a nice swing right down the middle for a strike. Should be 1-1 to Emily Rose. Emily batting in the number 4 position cleanup here. Strong hitter. Takes that ball high for ball 2. We have 2 outs here. Runner on first base there, Rebecca Willis, looking to try to make it home and tie this up for the Grizzlies here at the bottom of 1. Another low pitch, and she's taking a steal, and she's in there as the ball is dropped by the shortstop out there, Erin Gordon. So stolen base for Rebecca Williams. As Emily Rose steps back into the plate here. That pitch is a little high and outside. So 2 outs here, runner on second base. Grizzlies trying to make something happen as Emily takes that pitch low and inside for ball 4 for the second walk of the game here, given up today by Sydney Taggart. So 2 on, 2 outs for the Grizzlies here. Looking at Lauren Nixick. Lauren playing first base here for the Grizzlies today. Takes that first pitch on the inside for a ball. Number 5 batter here for the Grizzlies in this inning. Takes that second pitch a little high. Tried to hold up, but it was a strike anyway. So should be 1-1 to Lauren. Nice fastball. It's kind of just rising in the strike zone there. Could have been called a strike if she hadn't swung at it. And there's the one that's just a little bit high and outside. And there's a throw down to third base. And she slides in under the tag there as a little bit of nonchalance between Sydney Taggart there and Bailey Foreman of not watching the runner, as Rebecca Willis gets her way down to third base on another steal. So 2 stolen bases for Rebecca Willis here today. Sydney gets ready to make this pitch in, and that one's called inside. No. Yes, called inside. It looked close, but umpire behind the plate said no, as that one drops in the dirt, allowing Emily Rose to get to second, and Rebecca Willis sliding in at home to score that run for the Grizzlies on that passed ball as she made it in there. Very aggressive baseball here. Base running by Caitlin Nees here, coach of the Grizzlies today. As we're sitting here with 2 outs. Lauren Nixick at the plate and Emily Rose on second base here as that ball is low and in the dirt. And Lauren gets a walk. So a little bit of control problem here for Sydney Taggart here as Grizzlies tie this game up in the bottom of 1 here, as Lauren Nixick gets a walk, bringing up Aurora Ellison here playing left field for the Grizzlies today. Hits the first ball right down to first base, easily picked up, steps on the bag, and calls her out for out number 3. So that ends the Grizzly threat here at the end of 1. Score is 1-1. Grizzlies scoring off of 3 walks and 2 stolen bases. We'll be right back.
The Eye Care Center of Snohomish on Avenue D is here to help with all your eye care needs. Our professional staff is committed to offering the most sophisticated, high-end, latest technologies to our patients. And the Eye Care Center is a relaxed atmosphere, allows you to browse the over 800 high-end designer frames, including some for the little ones. There's really no reason to go anywhere else. See us online at eyecarecenterofsnohomish.com or call 360-568-6666.
All right, back here at Glacier Peak High School in beautiful sunny Snohomish, Washington, for this softball battle between the Everett Seagulls and the Glacier Peak Grizzlies, as Erica Hall steps into the plate there and takes that first pitch for a called strike from Callie Bircher. And the second one fouled off, as also was looked like a strike in there. So Erica Hall up there with an 0-2 count. Pardon me, that's Kelsey Schramm up there. I jumped up ahead on the count here, so pardon me, Kelsey, and pardon me, Erica. Kelsey is sitting up there with 2 strikes on her as the first batter here. Such a nice day out here. I didn't pay attention to what I was doing. That ball drops low in there for a ball, as Kelsey Schramm trying to stay in there tight after getting those early first 2 strikes. And the swing and a miss, Kelsey is out of there. So out number 1 with a strikeout. Second strikeout of the day here for Callie Bircher. Brings up now Erica Hall. Erica playing second base here for Everett. Takes the first pitch and a swing and a miss for strike number 1. Looks like Callie's got a little bit sharper control here in this inning, and she drops that one in there, and Erica fly ball foul over the Everett dugout and well out of play. 0-2 still. Here's the pitch. There's a fly ball going to drop in front of right field, right in front of Kayla Collins out there for a nice hit for Erica Hall. So 1 out, 1 on again for Everett here. Started the same way in the first inning with a strikeout and a hit to right field. So they got something in the playbooks here as a plan. Strike out and then hit it to right field. And let's see what happens here with Nina Erickson. Nina Angel Erickson. Nina Angel playing right field today for the Seagulls. I guess if they were Seagulls, they'd be playing for the Seahawks, wouldn't they? Working for the Seahawks. And they probably like that, some of them. Here's the pitch. Swing. Strike number 2. To Nina. Looks like Big Mike behind the plate there is trying to find an extra ball in case he needs it. Here's the pitch from Callie. Ground ball, foul down the first base line for a long strike to Nina Angel. One out and 1 on. Here's the pitch. Kind of a change of pace. Didn't quite make it up there as it bounced outside for a ball here up to Nina Angel. And he rings that one up for a strikeout on Nina. She's caught looking for out number 2. So a little different result than in the first inning, but still life here for the Seagulls as Kathy Fan steps in to the plate here for the Seagulls. Kathy playing left field here today. Takes that first pitch for a ball, takes that pitch and fouls it off. Should be 1-1. 2 outs, 1 on, runner on first here. Kathy steps back in. Kelly gets the signal. Here's the pitch. A little bit high for another ball. Kathy batting in the 9th position slot here for the Everett Seagulls today as she takes the next pitch. Fouls it off. Line drive past third base and just foul past third base for a long strike for Nina Angel Erickson here today. Or I mean for Kathy Fan here today. Nina's already struck out, didn't she? Here's the pitch. There's a ground ball. That was foul, says Big Mike behind the plate. So just another long strike for Kathy Fan here. She's trying to get out in front of that fast ball from Callie Bircher. And the change from Callie Bircher didn't quite drop in there for a ball, so it's either 2-2 or 3-2, and a little too far to read the fingers on Big Mike behind the plate there. And there's a ground ball easily rolling to shortstop over to first, and she pulled her off the base with a high throw. And that will be put Kathy Fan on first base with an error on shortstop. E6, and Erica Hall moves down to second. So Grizzlies a little fielding error there, giving some life to the Seagulls here as get ready to take this next pitch, and we should be back at the top of the lineup again for the Everett Seagulls, and that would put Bailey Foreman at the plate there as she takes that first pitch. And there Bailey hits one right over second base into center field, and that's going to be a throw to home, and she did not go home. And a good thing she didn't, because that was a very nice throw off of that hit into center field here. And could have ruined a big rally here that the Seagulls have going. So Seagulls have the bases loaded here. And there's a first pitch to Aaron Gordon, fouled off. This is the 6th batter here for the Seagulls here today. Another ball fouled off down the first base line for a long strike. Should be strike number 2 on Aaron Gordon. And a swing and a miss, strike to strike out. So out number 3 as Aaron strikes out there to end this threat for the Seagulls in this top of the second inning.
That was beautiful. It's basically, yeah, it's great.
All right, back here for the bottom of the second inning here at Glacier Peak High School. This contest between Everett and Glacier Peak softball here today. Score is 1-1 here at the end of 1.5 innings, as Glacier Peak gets ready to come to the plate here with number 25, Kayla Collins, playing in right field today. Takes that first pitch in there for a ball. Still looking at Sydney Taggart out there on the mound for Seagulls, as Kayla takes a swing and a miss at that one. Trying to figure out which way that breeze is blowing. It's kind of blowing toward us in the outfield here, as Kayla takes another swinging miss for strike number 2. Sydney gets ready for delivery there, and Kayla swings at another one and misses. So a big K against Kayla Collins there for Sydney Taggart here for out number 1 in the bottom of the second inning here for Glacier Peak. Next up for Grizzlies here is Mallory Murphy. Takes that first ball low. Mallory playing second base here today. Here's the second pitch, and she takes a swing at that high rising ball for a strike. Well, Mallory's not standing in there looking anyway. Got to get that bat around to hit it if you're going to hit it. And there's one she does hit, pops it up. It looks like it's going to be right to first base, and it is for out number 2. Fly out to 3 as Mallory's down on a pop fly to third base. Brings up the catcher for the Grizzlies here today, Coral Hurt, and she takes the first ball low in the dirt. Even I wouldn't swing at that one, I don't think. And stepping back in there, Coral ready for this pitch. And that ball's a little, and he rang that up. I thought it was outside, but I think that was called strike. So even at this angle, it must have been close enough to the plate. And there's one in the same spot. She takes a swing at that one for strike number 2. Should be 1-2 to Coral here. Here's the pitch from Sydney, and she takes another swing for another strike for out number 3, and a strikeout there for Sydney Taggart to end that bottom of the second inning. We'll be right back. All right, top of 3 here at Glacier Peak High School today. The score is 1-1 as we start the third inning of play here between Everett Seagulls and the Glacier Peak Grizzly, with Sydney Taggart, the pitcher, coming to the plate for the Grizzlies here. Takes that first pitch, a called strike. Sydney, very strong hitter, batting in the number 3 position here. Fouls that one back against the backstop for strike number 2. Sydney behind the count here, but a good hitter is never really behind the count, as they let nothing good go by. And that one is a little bit on the outside edge. It's a very good look there by Sydney to let that one go by. 1-2. Big count here. As Callie Bircher gets ready to deliver that. Oh, I think she might have gone and looked down to the first base umpire. Between Pat and Mike, they said no, so she's still in there. Didn't swing, and that was a ball. Just a pitch from Callie, fouled up over the backstop, out of play for a long strike. As Sydney's still hanging in there. Probably 2-2 the count here. And there's a hard hit ball over top of the center fielder here for the Grizzlies. Going into second base is Sydney Taggart with a nice double into center field. Right over the head of Rebecca Willis out here right in front of us. So a hit for Sydney, a double on second. Another fly ball over right to Kayla Collins. Sydney stays on second base as the ball is thrown back in the infield there. Alex Ditto takes that first pitch, flies out to Kayla Collins in right field for out number 1. 1 out, 1 on, and that's Sydney Taggart on second with that double. As Gabby Kohler steps into the plate here, fouls the first pitch off against the backstop. This game has a lot of action going on in all the innings we've been looking at here so far, with some stealing, some hitting, and some very good fielding by both of these teams here today. As Gabby steps back out of the plate to check her signal down at third base with her coach down there. And here's the pitch. And it's a nice strike down inside, but she's a little late on that fastball, fouling it off down the first base line for strike at number 2. As Callie Bircher gets ready to step back in here, trying to protect this tie ball game. And there's a fly ball right into left field out there to Aurora. No, that's not Aurora. That's got the wrong one. Who's playing right field here? That's not her. I'll find out who it was in a minute. It is Aurora Ellison. Sorry about that. So out number 2. Brings up Kelsey Schramm, number 23 here. She takes that next pitch low. Two outs. Runner on second base. That ball is fastball inside off the plate to Kelsey Schramm. Kelsey struck out to make the first out in the last inning, and she might have gone on that one, but I don't think he called it that way. Let's see how this pitch runs, and that should be in there for a called strike, and she's out of there with a strikeout for out number 3 for Callie Bircher there, and ends that top of 3 for the Seagulls. We'll be right back. All right, back here, Glacier Peak High School here for the bottom half of this third inning here. Score tied 1-1 between Glacier Peak Grizzlies and the Everett Seagulls here on this warm, sunny spring summer day. 75, maybe 79. Some might even think 80 if you're out in the sun. And fortunately, we're in a little bit of shade here as Nina Kim steps in to the plate here, waiting for Big Mike to get back behind the plate.
We're under a synthetic tree.
We're under a synthetic shade tree, right. I like those synthetic shade trees. So now we have Big Mike behind the plate as Nina steps in there, takes his first pitch, and fouls it back up against the backstop for strike number 1 from Sydney Taggart, who's holding her own out there today for the Seagulls. Fouls the second one back up against the backstop. So Sydney may have a little bit of rise on that fastball pitch, and she's just cutting under it a little bit. Let's see what Sydney's got in her pocket here for an 0-2 pitch, and throws that a high fastball, and it was deflected slightly off the bat. Might even have hit Big Mike in the mask back there for a foul tip. Still 0-2 to Nina Kim here. There's a ground ball to short, fielded nicely over to first. Clean throw, clean out for out number 1 for the Everett Seagulls here in the bottom of third. Now stepping into the plate for the Grizzlies is Rebecca Willis. Rebecca takes that first pitch low and outside for a ball. Rebecca walked at her first time at the plate, stole second, stole third, and she takes the second pitch for a ball in there. I don't think you want to put her on the base. She'll just run around her like you weren't looking at her. Looks like she's only about 4 feet tall, so she's pretty fast, I'm sure. Takes that third pitch, a ball out there. So Sydney Taggart needs to get this one in there, and I'm sure Rebecca's probably taken all the way, and that ball was high, and she just walked her with 4 straight pitches, just like she did back in the first inning. So Rebecca on first base, a threat to steal second base and third base, like she did in the first inning. Now batting for the Grizzlies is the pitcher, Callie Bircher. Callie flied out with a kind of a pop fly to second base. First time at bat, but a very good hitter. Looking to do a little better than that this time as she takes that pitch low in the dirt. One out, one on with a walk here. Callie line drive over the second baseman's head into mid-center right field. Advancing Rebecca to second. Putting Callie on first with a hit into center field. So Callie 1 for 2 here today. 2 on, 1 out, bringing up Emily Rose, who walked in the first inning as well. So see if the Seagulls are paying attention out here, as we have the speedster Rebecca Willis out here running the bases. Second pitch in there to Emily Rose looks like a ball as well. Timeout here. Looks like a little conference out here on the mound. as Everett head coach Mike Miller wants to come out here and have a little chat with Sydney Taggart, see if he can't settle her down a little bit, keep this game from getting out of hand here at the third inning here. So, bottom of 3. Don't know, see anybody warming up anywhere. So maybe just a precautionary coaching scheme of things here to tell Sydney that she's doing fine. Just keep putting strikes in there and let the other 8 guys out here help you play. So Emily steps back in there. Emily, a strong hitter in this 4th position, takes that pitch in there for a called strike. Probably taking all the way. Now Sydney needs to deliver something effective here. And that's low for a ball. As Emily Rose batting in the 4th cleanup position here for the Grizzlies would like to clean up for good here as she takes that pitch low and inside for a ball. And Emily Rose walks as she did in the 1st inning. So as Emily walks, we advance Rebecca to 3rd, Kelly to 2nd, and Emily on 1st with the bases loaded here with 1 out, bringing up Lauren Nixick. Lauren walked last inning, but I don't think she's going to walk this inning as she takes that 1st pitch in there. I thought it might be a strike, but I didn't see the signal, so we're going to call the ball from here. Next pitch is low. Looks like 0-2. Sydney Taggart getting a little shook up out here with bases loaded. Trying to hold on to this tie ball game here and throws that one wide and outside. So the last thing you want to do, Sydney, here is walk in a run. So let's put the ball in there, let her hit it, and let somebody help out. Don't be the loser here. And that one is low. So that earlier one must have been a strike, so it must be 3-1 at this point. And we cannot see the scoreboard, so I'm just going by what I see. And there's a ground ball to short. Play to home for a force out at home for out number 2. So Rebecca Willis gets out number 2 with a force out at home. Lauren is safe on 1st with a fielder's choice. And no harm done as no run scored. Nicely played there by Aaron Gordon, shortstop for the Seagulls here today. Brings Aurora Ellison up to the plate, who takes that 1st pitch with a great big swing. For strike number 1. And a way high pitch, almost out of reach of Bailey Foreman down there, but not quite, as she grabs onto it and hangs on. No harm done here. As Aurora takes the 3rd pitch in there for a swinging strike. So 2 outs. Base is still loaded. Here's the pitch. Oh, that's a rolling ball. It slipped out of her hand there and chased some worms on the way down to the plate on that one. So Aurora's in there looking at 2-2, 2 outs, bases loaded here in this 3rd inning. And there's the pitch, and she lines one over the top of the second baseman's head out into right field. Mishandled by the right fielder, and 1 run scores, 2 runs score. And an overthrow to 3rd base. That'll be 3 runs. Is that 4 runs they all scored? Is that an in-the-park home run there for Aurora Ellison on an error? So 1, 2, 3, 4 runs scored for the Grizzlies here at the bottom of 3, and we still only have 2 outs. And just like that, 2 errors on the right fielder, 1 on the right fielder, and 1 on the whoever threw it to third base there with a wild throw to third and pass ball. And Kayla Collins steps in there with a clean slate after those 4 runs scored. 2 outs here. Kayla doesn't have anybody on the bases to drive in here. She takes that second pitch in the dirt. And unfortunately for Sydney Taggart, she's not a happy camper out there today after those 4 runs just came in off of that hit and an error. And she's losing a little bit of her composure. I think she has 3 balls in there to Kayla right now. And that ball is a little high and outside. It's 4 straight balls to Kayla Collins. Puts Kayla on with the walk after having struck out in the second inning. Kayla makes it to first base here. So still don't see any pitching action going on in the bullpen as Sydney fires that fastball in there for a swinging strike against Mallory Murphy. 2 outs here, 1 on for the Grizzlies still in this 3rd inning. There's one nicely down the middle for a called strike, a swinging strike, and a called strike for Mallory. Mallory flied out with a pop ball to the first baseman in the 2nd inning, her first time up. And that ball is high and outside for ball number 1 to Mallory. There's a fly ball over right past the first base. First baseman playing up inside the bag and too far over her head back there to get that. So just a long strike for Mallory, as I believe she's sitting there at 1-2 as Sydney delivers this pitch and a swing and a miss, and she strikes out to end the inning. So that's out number 3, 1 left on here after 4 runs scored for the Grizzlies here in the bottom of 3. We'll be back for the top of 4 right after this.
Doing well.
You can see Wallace Falls over there.
What's what?
Huh?
What's that?
I can see Wallace Falls from here. It's outside of Index. Wow. It's outstanding.
You can see Glacier Peak too.
Yeah.
What?
You can see Glacier Peak too.
Oh yeah.
All right, back here at Glacier Peak High School here for... Ready? All right, back here at Glacier Peak High School for the top of the 4th inning here. Glacier Peak running this game away here with 4 runs back there in the 3rd inning. Make them a 5-1 lead here as we get ready to start this game here. Up to the plate for the Everett Seagulls should be Erica Hall, if nobody made a change in there. We'll double check her momentarily. And that's a foul off the top, and that is Erica Hall in there, and she fouls that one off over the backstop. Everett got a little bit of ground to make up here, but it's only the 4th inning, and both these teams are explosive, so we'll see how it works out here as Callie Bircher so far is taking control of this game for the Grizzlies. Another swinging strike there for Erica Hall. Should probably be a 1-2 count to her as she steps back in there and fouls that one back off against the backstop. Kelly having a good day out here so far for the Grizzlies. And that ball is floating, dribbled down to third base for a quickly fielded ball over to first for the out. And nicely done there by third baseman there for out number 1. And that's who's actually playing over there. There's a strike to Nina Angel. Another called strike in there. That was Madison Farrell actually playing third base over there for the Grizzlies. I didn't realize she was playing third base at first, but she did a nice job on that play. Another swinging strike and a strikeout there for Callie Bircher against Nina Angel Erickson, who struck out in the second inning as well. Out number 2 here in the 4th inning as we begin play here with Kathy Fan. Foul ball down the third base line for the first pitch there. Kathy Fan got on base in the second inning after a throwing error by the shortstop for the Grizzlies. A little bit of high throw to first base, or she would have been out. She takes that next pitch in there. Her ball should be 1-1 to Kathy. Kathy batting in the 9th hole here today. Grounds that one to short. Picks this one up, throws to first. This time in the range of the first baseman over there to catch that for out number 3. So 1, 2, 3. Down go the Seagulls at the top of 4. We'll be right back for the bottom of 4 right after this. All right, back here for the bottom of 4 as the Grizzlies come to the plate. Beautiful day here in Glacier Peak High School, Snohomish, Washington. Quite a few fans out on these nice days here in the stands and even sitting out here on the grass on the outfield out here. Got a family of 4 or 5 out there enjoying themselves as they get ready here for the first pitch. And it's a high ball by Sydney Taggart in there to Coral Hurt for ball number 1 to start this bottom of 4 here. Swing and a miss at a high pitch for strike number 1 for Coral. Grizzlies did a lot of damage in the last inning with 4 runs off of 2 hits and 2 errors and 1 left on base. As that ball sails high over the catcher's head into the backstop for basically a wild pitch ball to Coral there from Sydney Taggart. So Sydney needs to settle down here a little bit and does put that one in there, but it's fouled off against the backstop for strike number 2. So Coral sitting in there, batting in the 9th position here with a 2-2 count. Sydney Taggart like to make this game stay where it is right now, and she throws that one a little bit high for ball 3. I think Coral's in there looking at a 3-2 count. Anything close she needs to swing at, anything else she needs to let go, and she swings at that one, fouls it off over the backstop into the other field of play for a long strike. Still 3-2 is the count as we sit back here and watch this next pitch from Sydney, and that's high, and Sydney walks. So just like that, Sydney Taggart's in a little bit of a problem here as she walks the number 9 hitter as we move back to the top of the lineup here and see number 11, Nina Kim, stepping back into the plate. Nina 0 for 2 here tonight with takes that first pitch low and inside for a ball. Nina flied out first base first time up and grounded out to shortstop her second time up in the 3rd inning, the big 3rd inning here for the Grizzlies. And she gets ready to take this second pitch here, and she hits that one hard, dropping right into the center fielder's glove. Nicely played out there by Gabby Kohler. I think, no, that wasn't Gabby. That was, yeah, it was Gabby. Yeah, Gabby Kohler, number 8, is playing number 8. I might confuse there for a minute as she flies out. For out number 1. Rebecca Willis walked in the first inning, walked in the big, scored a run off that walk in the first inning and stole some bases while she was out there. She takes that ball inside as well. One out here for the Grizzlies at the bottom of 4. Sydney Taggart gets ready to deliver that ball in the dirt. They have a runner on second now. Coral Hurt made it down to second on that wild pitch. So one out. Sydney Taggart trying to hang on to this game, at least to get in bigger difficulty as we go on here, and she throws that one a little bit low to Rebecca. Sydney not happy with herself. She slams that ball into her glove and tries to gain her composure out there for this next pitch, and does put that one in there for a called strike, and she strikes her out. So out number 2 as Rebecca Willis is caught looking for the 3rd strike, leaving Coral Hurt out there on second base. Bringing up to the plate, Callie Bircher. Callie lines this one into right center. Misplayed out here as Callie ends up getting into second for a double. Probably would have been a double even if hadn't been misplayed, but a hit just the same for Callie as she gets a double on that, as she's 2 for 3 here tonight, this afternoon, and gets on second base. And while I was watching the outfield play, I missed the fact that Coral Hurt made it all the way home on that double. So an RBI for Callie as well, as Emily Rose steps back into the plate here. So another run was scored there. Sydney Taggart hanging in there. I don't know why he hasn't taken her out yet, but maybe he doesn't have anybody else any better in there. She's a little bit frustrated with herself and not happy with what she's doing out there. But called that. It's called strike. Left Emily Rose looking for a K there, so Sydney gets out of that inning, leaving one left on base with a strikeout here for out number 3. We'll be back to the top of 5 right after this. All right, back here live again, a little bit high and outside. There's a little low in there to Sydney for a ball. Ditto. First baseman comes to the plate here, takes that first pitch outside for ball 1. Nothing the Grizzlies would like better than a ground ball double play ball here, as that second pitch is high for ball 2. Callie needs to settle down here after pitching those first 2 balls and get something down there where she can get the ball on the ground. And there's a fly ball well over between center and left up against the fence. That's going to score 1 run. Ball's back in field. So 1 run is scored. Aaron Gordon comes in after that nice double there by Alex Ditto. And she's on second base. We should have Sydney Taggart on third, bringing up Gabby Kohler to see if she can't get something going here a little bit for the Seagulls. And she tips that one off behind the plate for strike at number 1. So 1 run in, closing the gap a little bit on that 6-run lead of the Grizzlies here as Callie delivers this one. And that's a fly ball over the second. Hastings head blooped in there, scoring another run. Sydney Taggart to score. So run number 3 for the Seagulls as Gabby gets a hit and gets on first base. So we now have runners at the corners as Coach Caitlin Ness comes out here to have a conversation with Callie. And we do have 1 out and 2 runs in and 2 on. So right till now, Callie's been doing good. Yeah, 6-3. Yeah, should be 6-3. Yeah, that's what I've got anyway. So a little conversation out there between Caitlin and Kelly to see if we can't settle things down here and stop the bleeding here a little bit. As Kelsey Schramm steps in there and ground ball right past first base for a nice single, scoring another run. Alex Ditto, run number 3 here. Kelsey with a hit. There's a ground ball. Third base picked up over to first, thrown out, and holding the runners at third. At least we have out on number 2. And runners on second and third as the Everett Seagulls did a little damage there in the top of 5, scoring 3 runs. Number 6, sort of an elementary thing. She put up 1 glove, but no 1 hand. Sometimes 2 hands are better than 1, but Aurora stepping back in there after looking over at Caitlin to see if she had any advice other than hit the ball, and she does. Foul down first base line and out of play for a long strike for Aurora Ellison there. And 2-1 should be the count to her as Sydney Taggart steps back up there, takes a look at the signal from the other half of the battery and delivers the pitch, and looked like a strike to me, and it was, as Aurora stands there looking at that, kind of a little rise ball in the upper corner. 2-2 to Aurora. 1 out here for the Grizzlies, and here's the pitch. A swing, foul ball back off to the backstop toward the Grizzly dugout. Still 2-2 to Aurora here at Glacier Peak High School here. Streaming live to you, STSPN.com. There's a high ball. And I think that Sydney's sitting in there looking at a 3-2 count to Aurora. Needs to get this one somewhere close as the cheering from the Grizzly dugout picks up, and that ball is, that looked low, but he rang her up. Big Mike behind the plate said that was a strike. So out number 2 for the Grizzlies. Brings up Kayla Collins here. Kayla with a strikeout in the second, a walk in the third, takes that first pitch for a ball. She's the third batter here for the Grizzlies this inning in the bottom of 5. Takes another pitch that does look like it's the same as the last pitch, but Big Mike rings her up for a strike down there.
Big Mike doesn't like it.
Well, Big Mike is going to be Big Mike today. Another foul tip off the back by Kayla Collins over there. Big Mike, Little Pat, Big Pat, Little Mike. I don't know what their names are. They're too vain to tell me. So count is, I think, 1-2 here to Kayla as she takes this pitch wide outside. And again, Sydney Taggart not too happy with the result of that pitch, as she was looking for something better, and delivers this one. And a swing and a miss by Kayla for a strikeout, and Sydney does just exactly what she wanted. 3 up, 3 down. No damage by the Grizzlies at the bottom of 5. We'll be back for the top of 6 right after this. All right, back here for the top of 6. Still got Callie Bircher on the mound for the Grizzlies. And a ground ball, fair ball, just inside the third base line there to Kathy Fan as she hits the first pitch just past third base. Second base. Aaron would like nothing better than getting on here. There's pitch a little wide and outside for a ball. Dropped in front of the center fielder, but got it all the way back into run first. So, Sydney Taggart, pitcher of record here for Sydney, flied out in the first inning, got a hit in the third, got a hit in fouls that one off. Oh, Callie hits that one. Closing the gap even a little further. As one out. One right to short. Bobbled. An error by short. Runners advance. All runners safe. So, little conference on the mound out here. Bases loaded. 1, 2, and 3 with one out here. Bringing up Gabby Kohler, center fielder here for you.
The Eye Care Center of Snohomish on Avenue D is here to help with all your eye care needs. Our professional staff is committed to offering the most sophisticated, high-end, latest technologies to our patients. And the Eye Care Center is a relaxed atmosphere, allows you to browse the over 800 high-end designer frames, including some for the little ones. There's really no reason to go anywhere else. See us online at eyecarecenterofsnohomish.com or call 360-568-6666.
All right, back here for the bottom of the 6th inning here. Glacier Peak at the plate here should be Mallory Murphy. Back in the 5th inning, 3 up, 3 down here for Sydney Taggart as she remains out there on the mound for the Everett Seagulls here. Be the 8th, 9th, and leadoff batter here are the first 3 batters here for the Grizzlies, as that first pitch is fouled off down the right field line out of play for strike number 1 on Mallory Murphy. Unless that's a pinch hitter. That ball's in the dirt. That is number 3 at the plate there. That's Jocelyn Matheny batting in there at this point. So Jocelyn steps into the game here for the Grizzlies. Hits a long fly ball out to center field for out number 1 for the Grizzlies here today. So Jocelyn stepping in here in a pinch hit role. Probably be playing somewhere on the field when they come back out. Hits that first out long fly ball to center field. As the next batter up here. Let's see if we can see if they substituted anybody in here. I think they might have. Here's the pitch. That ball is hit down left field line for a nice hit. And that it was Coral Hurt in there who got that hit and got on first base. So 1 on, 1 out for the Grizzlies here as we come around back to the top of the batting order as Nina Kim steps back in here to try to make something happen and make up for that error she had out there in that shortstop position in the last inning. Fouls the first one off, takes the second one high for a ball. On for Nina here. We work the bottom of 6. Hard hit ball right to the pitcher. Back to first in time. Not in time for an out, so safe on first. So a blooping ball to the pitcher for out number 2 for Nina Kim. Let's see, now batting. We're going to have a pinch batter here. Looks like we have number 13, Emma Bollinger, stepping in here. As a pinch hitter, as the umpire goes over to make sure that the Everett coaching staff and the scorekeeper knows what's going on. So Emma Bollinger will step in here, right-handed batter, to see what she can do for the Grizzlies here, and takes that first pitch high for a ball. With 2 outs and 1 on here. There's a hard hit ball over past the Seagulls dugout for a long strike on Emma. Another foul tip back against the fence, over the fence for Emma. 2 outs, 1 on here for the Grizzlies. They're holding on here. There's a pop fly ball to the infield. Looks like it's called by Sydney Taggart, who will catch it. So fly out to Sydney for out number 3 to end Grizzly threat here in the bottom of 6. We'll be back for the top of 7 to see what happens here for Seagulls. Outside by Kelly, 2-1. There's a foul tip back with a nice fast ball right down the middle by Kelly for strike number 2. Should be looking at 2-2. Kelly hoping for a strikeout, a fly out, a ground out, something to get this young lady out, and she fouls it back against the backstop for just another strike, still sitting at 2-2 here, as the Grizzlies trying to maintain their composure, hold on to this game, and get out of here with a victory today. And there's a hard hit ball, line drive down to third base, right to number 8, and I think that's Jocelyn. Was that 8? No, that was Madeline Ferreira playing down there still at third base, and she's gobbled that up for out number 1. Kelly delivers a swinging strike to Nina Angel. The foul tip off to the fence there. That is Nina Angel Erickson, number 4, who's sitting there at 0-2 with 1 out here. That ball rang her up with a called strike for a nice strikeout for Kelly here, as I believe the Seagulls are down to their last out here, and should be number 5, Kathy Fan. Takes that first pitch in there for a called strike. late call. I thought it was going to be a ball, but a called strike. So Callie bearing down out here at the bottom of the batting order here. That one rise ball a little bit high for ball one, but Callie not backing off, putting a lot of speed on all those pitches here. She winds up again, and there's a changeup, and it dropped in there for a called strike. Pretty good, but not good enough, according to Big Mike behind the plate, as he let that one go in for a ball. A little on the outside edge there. So Callie tries again, and there's a ground ball foul down third baseline. Or just a long strike there for Kathy Fan. So see if, you know what? Kathy's on first base. She must have walked. Batting at leadoff position here with 1 on and 2 outs. So that, I believe, is the ball game here today, with the Grizzlies winning here. And